This is off the goldenmean.info site, and look at that's talking, and it really should be the noble blood as opposed to royal, but like Dan Winters and stuff. Look at that.
That form right there, that C with the C inside with the, that's how they set up their village. Each house is in that same shape, and the tribal leader, the shaman, has it in the place of where the inner C would be within the group of all the buildings.
Do you want to know what that looks like?
Free, recessive free. That's how they set up their village.
Patty, look at the cobra shape coming out of the third eye, like what the Pharaonics the clan mothers had. That looks like a cobra. The snaky, the energy coming out of the third eye as well when you look at it. That's enlightenment. But that's also you can see the whole, the toroid and the heart coherence and the whole toroid.
Go up here and look at heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
The DNA box. It's the same.
Yeah.
This too gives you intersecting.
The whole grail.
It's elliptical. The field itself is elliptical.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
And it's like they've left the ellipse completely out of how DNA is laid out in the spiral.
Isn't that interesting?
What holds the spiral? The elliptical energy field that holds each two molecules, that holds the restore data, is what creates the energy field that creates that spacing on the spiral of the DNA and holds it in that form.
Place.
That's stacking ellipsoids. That's why you have that spiral to start with, because you're stacking ellipsoids. So the next series of DNA up, you see how it creates this dip in the middle? If you put the next ellipsoid there, that's that 1/5 offset that the next two molecules sit in. 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, and it goes around as you go up. Because the next ellipsoid is here with the next, with its pair over here, the next one, the same thing, and that's what gets you the spirals. So you can't, we don't have any way of taking a picture of it, that's all, but it's there.
I like the way they talk about it. It's embedding, like they said, from like the whole, what fires the heart, but what is the heart? It's the love and the compassion, and it just resonates out there around us. Look at that too, if you look at variability of the ECGs or AQGs, depending on how you do that. See, that's what I love about that. I have a thing on here I'll just show you too. Let's say I wish to look at your particular pattern, right? So
yeah,
from my end,
heartbeat, it beats at 60. I mean, what is it right now? Or can it even read it?
We'd have to do a strip, but what it can do is I can actually go on to here, and let's say when some people, let's say if I want to measure yours or whatever to stabilize it, you can. There are some, if we get the right stuff up, we can actually graph it off of you too, which is very cool. But we can not only do that, you can do the whole organ, you can do the ECGs with vectors, and the other one I can do is a brainwave one here too. So if we want to get anything like, you know, from alpha, beta, theta, delta, some people might have elliptic forms or injury patterns or some sort of, you know, attention deficit or something.
No, what I was asking is, can it do that remote, or do you got to actually be there and physically hook to the machine?
No, I can do it remote. But the thing is, like, when there's stuff you can hook up, but I can do it on a remote on here, and then what it will do is it will actually stabilize it. So let's say right now I want to do it. It will start on you doing its read for a couple minutes, and then it will start stabilizing it. So if it picks up an incoherent pattern, it will start resetting it, which is cool. And so, like, that's the thing too, is that you get this kind of technology and different machines out, but very few people have got the education or the teachings, even if they were basic, whether you had med school or nursing or something, but even interpretation on how to read. There's lots of nurses that have never, other than taken like, their little pass your quiz, and don't really know what it means, and certainly not from the quantum physics perspective of how you're presenting it too. And that's a huge thing. That's why I think it's really important with what Heart Math has done and Sim Harriman has done, different people like Dr. Patrick Flanagan and stuff too. Same thing here, like you're talking about the caduceus, the compression. I think this is huge. Yeah, and that's what makes heart. That's what creates life, and that's what love is. I like that. What's holography but embedding in a successful nest? I said, I think I'm going to Winipui. I feel like I'm going into some nesting.
This is the design that the African tribe set up. Each house, their entire the house pattern goes in this series.
Right.
It's how they lay out the houses. The chief's house is here, and then the temple is there. I mean, now if you look here, and this is part of your heartbeat, what do you got? Up, down. Mm-hmm. If you think of it, one molecule of DNA paired with another,
right?
That's the elliptical form around it.
I know. I'm flipping. I see kind of interesting actually that way.
So what you do is open this up. I'll do another quick drawing. And this explains why we have 9 and the
Cro-Magnon had 10.
Cro-Magnon had 10.
I think this is really exciting. I think we should start unschooling with us. We should start our own series of videos.
It doesn't give me the ability to put the points in the ellipses, but copy, paste. Okay. We have a single rectangular energy form connecting our DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Group. Copy. Paste. That gives you the spiral. Automatically, by the force of the elliptical, the main library, backup library to restore the entire chain. It's all interlinked, and that it's the force of that, much like the rectangle that connects each pair.
Upgrade to the link. Mm-hmm.
Come on, stop it. Those ellipticals overlap and connect together as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why they've rated 21 spots on every link is to disconnect from this auto restore pattern, this auto restore energy pattern. And Cro-Magnon man had this.
Interesting.
That makes 10 rather than 9.
Not that different.
And that's a very small. You notice the coding was only what, if you look at it from that point, it was 48 sets.
Mm-hmm.
It's just pulling one connection off of each link of our original DNA, and then they cut it chromosome-wise by 2, reducing it even more. And you get what we have now. I mean, mathematically, it fits.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at how very few amount of links difference between us and Cro-Magnon, I mean, that explains it. In a nutshell. And it actually takes every 6th turn every 6th rotation of these nested gets you lined back up with the one below it. That's the 5. 5, and you know that's the golden mean figures. Because they don't give you anything to explain the offset. So what causes that offset? Huh? What holds them apart? There has to be something there holding them apart to create that spiral.
Energy.
It's energy.
It's the space, the void, nothing. Let me just see if I can get that. Oops. I just wanted me to go look at something. Nope. So if we did, this is trying to explain just, I know this is something for you right now too. It's a color thing. I was sacred geometry, but it's such a like, it's throwing this at you right now.
Oh. Pretty.
Yeah, it is. So it's doing that. So as I keep going in, or that would be the aura. It's beautiful. It's a pink. Hard to see, but it's a soft, rosy, quartzy pink, and it's starting to extend off the field into the field actually, which is quite cute. And acupuncture. It's going through the governing vessels and different meridians right now, I guess is the way we call it here. So it's looking for things, and then I'm going to have you remotely speak to me telepathically. So it's telling me, oops, not that you're bones, and it's telling me the respiratory, cardiovascular, and it says the extra chakra, the crown chakra's kind of clogged up, so it's sending frequency. The rim is basically like renal, your central, different things too. So let me see what else we got. This is kind of different oxygen stuff too, and eyes. So this is actually, you're taking a lot of programs right now, so what you're doing is you're utilizing a lot of different programs telling us what you're going to be fixing layer by layer. Something in the lung channel. Left hand, left arm. So a lot of people think it's, oh, I just can't, you know, move my arm, or it's atrophied, or my arms are weak, or whatever. That's part of the lung, so it's not getting enough oxygen or nutrients or whatever is being delivered through the circulation thing. Or people think they have repetitive feeding and stuff, but lymphatics again not draining. So it looks like you're busy. So I said, well, what do you want to do? And you're going, well, let's just do all of it. I don't know. DNA is actually a very interesting thing too when you start getting into like telomeres and stuff and things like that. There's our little universal cosmic thing. Anatomy wise, if I just said what is it subconsciously you want to go into, what it does is it interfaces this energetic medicine with the electrical system of the individual, and it's an innate intelligence here. So something gaining the epiglottitis, larynx area. So I just let it do its thing, and for those people that love sacred geometry, there's your sacred geometry. So it's downloading Crop Circle 101 into the DNA stuff. I love that.